Hello internet world, and welcome to my review of the Q Acoustics 3030i speakers. These were very kindly sent in to me free of charge by the manufacturer for this video. No money's exchanged hands, and I haven't been asked to say anything in particular, just to show you my experience of using these over the past few weeks. Now these are either bookshelf or stand mount speakers. So you're either going to have to get the optional stands. I've been using them on a couple of alternative stands, and I also tested them on a bookshelf sort of mounting as well. They're available in 4 different colours. This particular colour is a really nice rich English walnut colour. They come with these black grills on the front which are held on by magnets. They're really easy to remove, as you can see there, and this reveals the drivers in the speaker. So these are passive speakers, which basically means you need an amplifier to drive them. And if you're using a 2-channel amplifier, like a stereo amplifier, then they're rated up to 75 watts. And if you're using an AV amplifier that drives multiple channels, then up to 145 watts. That's the recommendation for the amplifier. Now, I was driving these with a couple of different amplifiers to do the test. One of them was an Arcam amplifier, one of them was a little Marantz amplifier, and with both of them they sounded equally as good. There wasn't much change in the characteristics of the speaker depending upon which amplifier I was driving them with. The actual audio that these produce is absolutely insanely good, and I'll come on to that in a short while. First of all, let's have a look around the back of the speaker. You'll see we've got this extra sort of port on the back which increases the lower bass frequencies. We've also got the 2 terminals for your speaker wires. And I would recommend using a decent quality speaker wire. This is something which a lot of people seem to overlook when they're driving their speakers. They just put really thin speaker wire, what I sometimes call doorbell wire. And I think it's a really good idea to look at spending around about sort of the £2 to £4 mark per metre for speaker wire for something like this. I think that's a good gauge of expense when you're looking at speaker wire. I won't recommend a certain brand, but look at that sort of price point. Back to the speaker. So obviously connecting them is very easy. You connect to the 2 terminals in the back and run that wire to your stereo amplifier or AV amplifier. And I used these on some stands initially, either side of my television, and they sound so good. They got a nice lower frequency that really does deliver the bass frequencies with such grace and such ease. It sounds like a much bigger speaker delivering the sound. And then the mid-range and the higher range delivered by the tweeters here, fantastic. So much clarity and so much finesse as well. When you're listening to different genres of music, for example, you need something that can really deliver the audio on all different genres with a degree of sort of authority, and as though they know what they're really doing. And these have been tuned fantastically. Now that's partly down to the drivers, but also down to these cabinets, which have got a nice curved side, and they're really solid cabinets as well, that really add to that overall authoritative sound. I was really pleased with what these sound like. Now I had them roughly about sort of 6 feet apart, and they just created a really nice sort of encompassing soundstage. Very good indeed. Now I also tried them around about sort of 2 feet apart on a bookcase. I did find that the sound resonated a little bit through the bookcase. So not so good in the bookcase scenario. But if you had a more solid bookcase, mine was on like a reasonable bookcase, but not made out of solid wood. If you had them on a solid wood bookcase or on a sideboard, I think they would sound absolutely fine. But they really shone when I put them onto the stand mounts. So if you're looking at putting these either side of your telly, get some decent quality stand mounts. I know that Q Acoustics makes some stand mounts as well. Now I was using these in a stereo pair. You can obviously get a centre speaker as well and use a couple of these for surrounds, or if you're going all in, you could get 4 for surrounds as well. And I think in a multi-channel setup, they would sound equally as good. Really so good. I've been very impressed with these. And when you check out the price point that these are actually being sold for, you'll see why I'm smiling so much, because these are a bit of a bargain. I think they're worth way more than their recommended retail price. So if you're looking for a decent pair of stand mount or bookshelf speakers, either for listening to stereo music or for listening to multi-channel audio to accompany your movies, then these are well worth considering. So that's it for my video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please do hit that like button. I'll leave links to where you can purchase these for yourself down in the video description, and also of course a link down there to the manufacturer's website. Thanks for watching everyone. I'll see you in another video very, very soon.